Hello, and thank you for choosing my tutorials for your Blender 3D education. I'd like to start off with some self-promotion real quick. Please visit www.russimf.com. There you can find all of these tutorials and more. I have renders that I have done there and also weekly contests for the new best render featured on my main page. You can also find free textures you can use in modeling your own file under the Files tab. Please be sure to support the site by clicking on an ad while you're there. I'm doing this for free and I could really use the support. Again, and enjoy the tutorials. Alright, hello and welcome to tutorial 8. This is going to be on how to create a cloth in Blender. This is a really cool tutorial. It shows you how the Blender's physics engine works, and it's actually pretty neat. So go ahead and switch to the first person view in the default scene here and raise your cube up to the plane. Here we go. Alright, and then right above it I want you to add a plane. Add mesh plane, and then size it up a little bit. Alright, and then we can switch on the top view and go into edit mode by hitting tab, and I want you to subdivide this plane, and we want to subdivide it a whole bunch because the more faces it has, the better it's going to render when we turn it into cloth. Okay, so once you have that done, go over into the editing tab and click on this right here, the physics button. It looks like a little ball bouncing off of something. Alright, and while having the plane selected, click cloth. Alright, and over here there's a little drop down menu. I want you to click silk. Alright, after you have that done, click on the cube, and in the same menu, click collision. And just click the collision button. Alright? Now, if you bake this, I'm pretty sure, let's see what happens here. Yeah, it's going to go ahead and bake the scene. And as you can see on mine here, it's colliding with the cube. And it looks like cloth, kind of. And you'll get a pretty cool scene out of it. But that's not the end result. That's not what we want. That's just an example, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hit escape to end the baking. And if you look there, it saved it so you can see how it looks. But that's not what we want. So we're going to go ahead and click on the cloth and go into the editing tab. Click on set smooth right there down at the bottom here. Then go into color, into the shading menu, hit add new, and make it whatever color you'd like. Since it's silk, I always see silk as kind of like a violet color. And then the cube doesn't really matter what color that is. I'm going to go ahead and make the cube black. Alright, and if you render it now, let's go ahead and hit Alt-A. It will go through its little thing here. Collide. You can see now that you can't see the individual faces now that we hit set smooth, and it's turning it into a cloth. Much smoother, much nicer. Yeah, the Blender physics is it's actually very amazing system they have set up here, and it works awesome in video games. The Blender game engine is very good with this. Alright, and that's pretty much good enough for us for what we're doing here. I'm going to go ahead and hit escape, and I'm going to advance the frames forward by hitting the right arrow key, just so we can render an image real quick and you can see what this looks like rendered. As you see, we made cloth. And that's just a real basic, very basic tutorial on how to do that. You can play around with that and get some different effects. If you want to render the animation, I suggest that here, I'll just show you here. I'm not going to render it completely out, but I suggest you don't use the full 250 frames unless you want to make a full 250 frames. 100 frames should be more than enough. So just set the end for 100. Right here, frames per second. That's very, very important. It's not something we've talked about a lot yet. This is where it comes in that if you don't have this done right, then it's not going to look right. It's going to go too fast, too slow. It's going to look like crap. Don't forget the motion blur. Always put that on. Keep the frames for, I wouldn't go any lower than 20 frames per second. You can go higher. 20 to 25 is usually really good, and it's easy for math too. And that's basically it. Once you have that done, go ahead and hit animate, and it will render it out for you. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please visit www.rusimf.com. Go there, please, please, please click on a sponsored ad. I'd highly appreciate it. It helps me keep my domain name. I do this for free, and it really helps me out. Alright, thank you, and I hope you look forward to the next tutorial.